Looking for your next anime to watch on Netflix, it can feel a bit overwhelming. With so many choices, there has to be an easier way to figure out what to watch next. Rather than spending 20 minutes looking for your next anime to watch, I've got the solution right here for you. Welcome back to Anime Hour. I'm the anime guy, and today we're going to be going over the top 10 must-watch anime on Netflix. Keep in mind that this list isn't in any specific order, mainly because I cover a wide range of different genres on today's video. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get into our first anime. There's no better place to start than the cult favorite JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This anime has a total of 5 seasons available on Netflix and has built a following like none other. Our story follows members of the Joestar family, a family possessing intense physical strength and uses it to battle the forces of evil. This story is divided into 8 parts, each focusing on a different descendant. Every time the viewer is introduced to a new section of the story, you're introduced to a new cast of protagonists, antagonists, and a new setting altogether. When it comes to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's widely known for its ability to break the mold in character design and choice of wardrobe. With characters such as Jonathan Joestar, to the more flamboyant characters such as Joseph Joestar, to the fan favorite muscular character Jotaro Kujo. Each one of these characters bringing something different to the overarching storyline. What really makes JoJo's Bizarre Adventure great is viewers can appreciate each story on its own, but also admire how well connected each story is together. Also, don't worry, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has one of the best and accurate English dubs in the anime world. What if one day you woke up and you had the ability to kill anyone in the world, and all it took was the stroke of a pen? Would you do it? Now our next anime follows Light Yagami, a teen genius who encounters the Death Note. This mysterious notebook grants the user the supernatural ability to kill anyone whose name is written in its pages. In the Death Note anime, Light Yagami takes it upon himself to rid the world of people he deems immoral in order to create a crime-free society. Now, after experiencing the full and true power of the Death Note, Light goes by the alias Kira in order to cover up any tracks leading back to him. After several successful murders, we find our main character in a predicament. His efforts are stopped by the Japanese police task force, which is being led by the mysterious Detective L. Death Note falls into a category all on its own. Unlike your usual anime, where the protagonist is the good guy and the antagonist is the bad guy, Death Note brings a new spin on the typical anime, reversing the formula altogether. In this story, you have Light Yagami, who's the protagonist, but he's not really a good guy. And then you have Detective L, who's the antagonist, but he's actually the good guy, thus reversing the formula widely used by most animes. Now, if you're stepping into the anime world for the first time, Death Note is a great starting point, and with 37 episodes available on Netflix in both dubbed and subbed, viewers can expect an anime full of suspense and mystery. Majority of animes begin with the protagonist who's on a journey to get stronger and defeat the big bad. But what if you're already the strongest person in the world? One Punch Man brings a whole new dynamic to the traditional anime, taking one of the most basic anime formulas and breaking it. We find our protagonist, Saitama, doing what he enjoys most, being a hero. You could say it's kind of like a hobby of his. After training for 3 years, Saitama finds himself being able to defeat any enemy with a single punch, hence the title One Punch Man. Now, unable to find a suitable opponent, Saitama faces his biggest challenge yet, boredom. In a world filled with superheroes, Saitama finds his life empty and pointless. The overall premise of this anime is to see Saitama grow as a character in his journey for purpose. Throughout this entire anime, you'll see Saitama battle countless enemies and become a mentor to Genos, a cyborg on a quest for revenge. Struggling with purpose and looking for stronger opponents, Genos convinces Saitama to join the Heroes Association as a way to build recognition and find the thrill of battle once again. Overall, this anime will have you on the floor laughing. With a nice balance between action and comedy, you'll easily forget that this anime is a parody. If you're looking for a fun-filled anime, then this anime can easily punch its way to number 1 on your must-watch list. With Netflix finally getting into the world of producing anime content, we have one of the most wholesome animes on today's list. Kotaro lives alone, follows a lonely 4-year-old boy, moving into a rundown apartment building by himself. Without any parents to look after him, Kotaro is determined to be independent and not have to rely on adults for help. Shortly after introducing himself to the neighbors, Kotaro begins to form a special bond with one of his neighbors, a broke manga artist struggling to survive. Now you may think that this anime is simplistic, but it's more than that. Everyone can relate to this story. Kotaro, a young child trying to be mature, sounds like every teenager in this world. Trying to be independent, not relying on adults. Kotaro lives alone is more than just a 4-year-old living by himself. It's a story that hits you in the feelings department, from taking topics such as trauma, grief, and family values and combining them into one wholesome anime. With a second season already confirmed, Kotaro Lives Alone is a must-watch anime for anyone who enjoys a good story. Okay, I swear there's more to this anime than abnormal giant humans running around naked. Let me bring you into a world where humanity is fallen, and the only thing separating those giant naked humans running around are 3 enormous walls. Attack on Titan follows Eren Yeager, a young man who vows to destroy every last Titan for the suffering that they've caused to him and his country. Now this anime will have you on the edge of your seat. With WIT Studio and Mappa at the reins, this show brings a little bit of everything, from suspense to the climactic moments, to the mystery of the Titans and their beginnings, to how they can be defeated by Eren Yeager and the other humans. And guys, let's not forget the action. There's so much action in this anime, you might catch yourself having to pause and take a deep breath to calm down. Attack on Titan has one of the most well-written animes today. If I can sum it up in one word, it would be rich. The story encompasses full character development and maturity throughout the season. From seeing Eren Yeager's character growth, from a scared little boy to a soldier in the scout regiment, to his final form in season 4. Along the way, you follow other members of the scout regiment, including Eren's childhood friends. Overall, the author spares no expense to the viewer in striking a chord, with each new season opening sending shivers down your spine. This is one anime that should be on your must-watch list. As someone who recently started watching more romantic comedy animes, I was determined to watch as many as possible. So I clicked the first anime that I saw that could be oddly mistaken as a hentai. Well, after watching this anime from start to finish, I can honestly say that this anime is more than just romance mixed in with a few laughs. With Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, we get a mix of mystery and drama. This anime starts off with the main character, Sakura Asagawa, a high school student who meets famous actress Mai Sakurahima inside the library. Oddly enough, she's wearing a bunny outfit. While inside the library, Mai goes unnoticed by everyone except our main character. Mai, dealing with problems of her own, finds comfort in Sakura, who has previously experienced with a similar situation. Now this anime might start off a little slow, with the first 3 episodes focusing on Mai and her situation. It does progress a little bit faster afterwards, and it begins to incorporate more characters with more stories, all of which have great continuity with the main plot. If you're looking for something a little different, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai brings a little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery, and the story is really intriguing. Imagine if you had the ability to stop a crime before it happened, or maybe just change the past to see a different outcome in the present. No guys, not like that Ashton Kutcher movie, The Butterfly Effect. Our next anime brings us into a world of drama, fantasy, and mystery. We follow 29-year-old manga artist Satoru Fujinuma. He has the ability to travel back in time several minutes. He calls this ability Revival. When Satoru is wrongfully accused of murdering someone close to him, he's pursued by the authorities. This time, utilizing Revival, rather than being sent back several minutes, Satoru is sent back 18 years into the past. Upon arriving in the past, he realizes that the murderer may be connected to the abduction and killing of one of his classmates 18 years ago. Overall, Erased is a great anime, and for those of you who don't have the time commitment for a several season anime, Erased has a total of 12 episodes, which will have you questioning what the past has to do with the present, but by the final episode, everything is all wrapped up and finished. Personally, I would give this anime an 8.5 out of 10. Understanding how Satoru's revival ability can be a bit confusing and it's rarely explained. But given that we're talking about a time travel anime, it's still well done for a 12 episode anime. Look, I've seen my fair share of time travel movies and animes, so I can honestly say that it is really difficult to write an anime that stays consistent with the time travel paradoxes. But this isn't a problem for the anime Erased. Erased is a fun anime from start to finish, and with a great cast of characters, viewers will find themselves cheering on the main protagonist and his friends throughout the entire series. If there's been one anime to push the boundaries of animes, it's our next one on today's list. Demon Slayer follows Tanjiro Kamado on his journey to save his sister. Tanjiro is a normal boy who finds himself one day returning home to discover that majority of his family has been murdered by a demon. With his sister Nezuko being the only survivor, she begins to transform into a demon. But unlike any other demons, Nezuko shows signs of human emotion and thought. This brings us to the start of Tanjiro's journey to save his sister. Tanjiro meets a retired member of the widely known Demon Slayer Corps and begins his training and aspirations to join the Demon Slayer Corps. Look, I'd be lying if I said this anime didn't start slow, but once the wheels start turning, this anime really gets going. With the entire first season available on Netflix and season 2 on its way, this is a great start for anybody getting into anime for the first time. With UFO Table at the helm of illustration, viewers can really appreciate each fight scene. As for the story, viewers can appreciate that their time isn't wasted with filler episodes. With each episode continuing the main narrative, your time is well respected. With several chapters remaining and season 3 already announced, this is an anime you don't want to miss. Vikings are cool. Everybody likes Vikings, from their tough demeanor to their I don't care attitude. These testosterone-filled, battle-driven men is what makes our next anime great. Vinland Saga brings us to an era where Vikings rule. This anime takes us all the way back to 1013 AD in England. Now this story follows several characters as they progress and grow. Initially, the story starts with the great Viking soldier, Thor, the Troll of Yom. In the first few episodes, you learn a little bit about Thor and how he is well respected not only in his village, but also the Viking community. He's a pretty big deal. After tragedy strikes, the story shifts over to his son, Thorfinn. Now, Thorfinn sets off on a journey to get revenge for the tragedy that burdened his family. He joins a band of mercenaries, and throughout this anime, you see Thorfinn grow as a character, from his survival skills to his combat techniques, with one goal in mind: to take revenge and kill the warrior known as Asklad. This anime brings a lot to the table. With its in-depth storytelling, viewers can expect to grow attached to not only the protagonist, but the antagonist as well. Once you sink your teeth into Vinland Saga, you're going to be hooked, and with the first season containing 24 episodes and the second season already confirmed, you have a plate full of adventure. Now, I've seen an anime be turned into a video game. Heck, there's a ton of them. But a video game turned into an anime? That's as rare as waking up and you're the opposite sex. With an already cult-like following, and with the release of Castlevania, a Netflix original series, the Castlevania fanbase grew tremendously. In this Netflix adaptation of Castlevania, we follow Trevor Belmont and his quest to destroy the evil Dracula. If you've ever played the original Castlevania games, then you won't be disappointed in the story. I can honestly say that Netflix and Powerhouse Studios really nailed the plotline of this anime. And yes guys, it touches parts of the Castlevania narrative never experienced from the original games. With season 1 only containing 4 episodes, it's plenty to hook anyone into the Castlevania universe. And there you have it, 10 of the best animes you can watch on Netflix right now. I wish I could put more on this list, but with Netflix adding and removing titles frequently, I hope this list can get anyone started on their next anime journey. If you enjoyed today's video and you'd like to see something similar for like Hulu or any other platform, you can always comment down below for any video recommendations. Thank you so much for stopping by Anime Hour today. I hope you come back for another cup of coffee and some more anime. Enjoy the rest of your day and go watch some anime.